It is one of Taiwan's biggest exports, boasting cutting-edge technology that leaves the competition in the dust, with an export value exceeding $6 billion in 2022. The island shipped over 4 billion parts worldwide in 2023 alone. And no, it's not a silicon chip, but one of mankind's oldest and most beloved modes of transport.
我蛮常骑自行车，因为我自己还蛮 outdoor 的，就是运动什么都爱。
在台北骑脚踏车很方便，所以以后也会考虑就用脚踏车带孙子出去。
现在 U-Bike 设置的点越来越多，应该会有越来越多人就是开始去骑脚踏车。
The secret that propels Taiwan's bicycle industry, however, is a unique spirit of collaboration.
我觉得台湾的自行车业有一个很重要的精神，是这么高度密集的供应链，然后有彼此竞争的公司，可是他们还是可以彼此互相合作，然后一起去打世界杯。
Now, Taiwan's Team Bicycle wants to score a home run to bring a new level of sustainability to the industry.
我们先从自身做起，奠定好基础，再慢慢的朝向每年减碳3%。
那今天我们换一个角度去思考，说我们要改变我们这些生产的模式。
Find out why Taiwan is the world's bicycle kingdom and an example of what is possible when different players all bat for the same team.
My name's Alec. I'm from Texas. I've been in Taiwan about 8 years. Prior to that, I just kind of did what everybody usually does, which is teaching. And eventually I just settled on trying to do, bicycles. Especially once we go to Dadao Chong, really popular place to go get like a beer or coffee or nice snack or some food.
Okay, let's go.
I ended up coming up with a plan to show people around as a tour. I started the tours using U-Bikes and meeting people at the MRT station.
Because there was a hover and there are many commuters.
It was nice to promote the rideshare program that the government had set up, and I thought that going on a bicycle in a country where most bicycles are made from just made a lot of sense.
Taiwan is one of the biggest exporters of bicycles and bicycle parts to the US, China, and European Union. The value of these products surpassed $6 billion in 2022 alone. The industry traces its roots to the 1970s, when growing costs at home pushed Japanese manufacturers to outsource production to the island. Things then took on a life of their own. Today, Taiwan's bicycle manufacturing cluster spans over 50 square kilometers across Taichung to the center of the island, boasting hundreds of international and local producers. The unique twist, however, is that in Taiwan, the industry comes together like a baseball team, where makers of the various components of a bicycle coordinate their roles across the pitch to dominate the playing field.
大家都知道，单车产业在台中是有一个聚落。那这个聚落的话，其实是大家一起去共同从上游到下游，比如说零件厂啊，小到零件啊，小到塑胶射出啦、断塞啦等等等。那我们就会结合大家的力量，一起把品质做出来。
There are those who witnessed the early days of Taiwan's bicycle kingdom.
As a brand, we started in the 70s, and we started as a brand that was producing a single product, and it was a tire. As we were producing it in Japan, I was introduced to the concept that actually Taiwan would become involved in the bicycle industry. When I first started coming to Taiwan, this is in the early 80s, the entire area of Taichung was all farmland. Taichung today is quite different from what it was.
By the 1990s, annual bicycle-related exports from Taiwan were totaling 10 million units. The idea of a unified cluster, however, only emerged in the early 2000s. Then, manufacturers from China were eating into the market aggressively, slashing the island's exports by over 50%. To counter the problem, Taiwanese companies decided to band together.
当时候，捷安特跟美利达这2家龙头，在他们的供应链里面成立了在自行车产业创举的叫做 A-Team 的一个大会。我们那时候的口号或者它的精神是要把根留台湾。
There were all of these people who were component makers and assemblers within the bike business. We had some government support to build this manufacturing business, so we put together what we call them hot teams, specifically focused on operational areas like finance, supply, or production, efficiency. And the hot teams would visit these component makers and teach them how to bring their business into a more sophisticated and a more professional style.
This unique teamwork between players and government agencies put Taiwan in the big leagues of the global bicycle market.
但是只要我们坚持下去，我们相信一定可以为老百姓、为地球的公民带来更多永续发展的机会。
At the Taipei Cycle Show, the largest in Asia, the next generation of Taiwan's team bicycle is pitching a new game.
在过去的50年当中，回头看看我们自己居住的环境，我们确实也消耗了很多社会的资源，所以我们认为就是说，从一个长远的定位及长远的发展上面来看，台湾从一个供应链的角度上面来看，从生产面我们应该做什么？
今年2024年了，21年过后，我们现在听到的就是 BAS， 它就是 A-Team 2.0， 但是它这一次的一个发展不再是工业3.0的部分。那在这个联盟里面呢，我们探讨的就是我们在未来节能减碳、永续，还有近零碳排的部分，依照着 ESG 的架构之下。
在坐垫的这个领域，我们追求的是舒适跟环保2大主轴。
我们举个例好了，比如说我们看到这个桌上这个水壶架，那废弃的渔网其实在海洋生态来讲是非常不环保，然后也非常的危险。那我们就是鼓励渔民把它收集起来，我们再把它做成这个小小的水壶架。
Making environmentally friendly products can be a gamble, however.
市场是残酷的，我们如果说只有我们一家做这种很环保，肯定成本是会垫高的嘛，那我未必能够在这个市场生存下来。
Scoring a home run for a more sustainable future may require Taiwan's bicycle players to find new ways of batting the ball.
过去台湾的产业，尤其很多是以传统产业为主的，现在事实上还有很多的，并不是用智慧化或者是自动化去生产啊，大家的方向大概都是在降低成本，舍不得去投资。那今天我们换一个角度去思考，说我们要改变我们这些生产的模式。
Overhauling processes that have been in place for decades may test the resilience of Taiwan's bicycle industry. Taiwan is a haven for bicycle lovers. It features some of the most extensive bike trails in the world. And then there is the Tour de Taiwan, a professional stage race held since 1978. Bike builders and suppliers alike have as much a market at home as they do worldwide.
You got your rear light? Cool. There you go. I've had this shop for about 6 years now. I like to stick to a lot of Taiwanese specific brands. This is Taiwan, it's made here, it's amazing, it's awesome. They are just as good as the international version because the international version is also made here in the same factory.
But the rising demand for made in Taiwan parts and the drive towards greater sustainability are putting pressure on the new generation who have inherited the island's bicycle kingdom.
第一个瓶颈就是我们开发的能量 最主要的是因为技术工种多，例如焊工跟喷漆工，他培训的时间其实还蛮长的。台湾这个地方要找到愿意当焊工的年轻人几乎是没有，所以我们面临少子化、不好找工人的问题。所以我们在看说，其实自动化是可以解决很多问题的。
像我们看到的是所谓的我们自动化坐杆组装自动化设备，它除了由原本的人力从14人降到4人，而且它整个生产的过程啊，都会借由我们上面的生产履历被记录。
那这是我们雷射切割的设备，雷射切割机就是利用我们的雷射光源来将我们的管件表面熔蚀、烧蚀，来割我所要的管件的样子。
Beyond automating production, some companies are also looking to improve the way employees work.
我们导入这个数位刀具柜的目的，主要是要节省机台停机的时间，然后另外就是大幅缩减人员需要传统去仓库领料，然后还有物管人员去找物料的时间。那我们要领刀的流程蛮简单的，就是刷自己本身员工的 ID 卡，然后选择领料，然后选择你要的刀具跟数量。那它跟传统贩卖机的操作是蛮像的，只是变成数位化的机器。
For other manufacturers, the changing marketplace is another challenge.
因为我们的花圃就是转动件、传动件，所以他最在乎的是说，今天引进的，比如说电动车来讲好了，因为除了一定要能够了解到各国在法规上面的要求，另外一点就是说，我们必须设计出产品是可以更耐久的。我们今天选的东西，它究竟要如何被验证说它是堪用的？所以后来我们去引进了首家的这个花圃是用冷锻的锻造的技术引进到台湾。那从这个部分来去做，我们在金属强化它的强度跟它的产品跟品质使用效率，它能够达到现在目前消费者使用的一个需求。
Employing new technologies will also require a change in mindsets.
在制程的碰到挑战之前，应该是组织人团队的挑战会偏大，因为人都习惯性动作是什么就这样，最好不要去变化它。那通过这个 ESG， 比如说原本是传统式手机，现在是智慧型手机，一定要学着怎么打 ㄅ 怎么用手写，怎么样阅读。这个文化的冲击、知识的冲击，其实是要内部让我们的公司的团队们了解这个是为什么而来。
在我身旁，大家可以看得到，是我们这个250吨的双摄的全自动卧式射出机，有20台的全自动卧式射出机，搭配了我们的这个机联网，所以我们可以在这样子的一个生产制造的管控中，搭配机联网给我们的这个每天工单的生产的效率。
In Taiwan's unique bicycle making ecosystem, they work as a team to take on the world market. This spirit of collaboration that began in the 2000s is now pushing the current generation to come together again to make a big impact on improving sustainability.
我想要以一个人或者是一个企业来完成永续地球就一个的一个概念之下，其实非常难。
因为如果单一像我们这种代工厂来做的时候，我们在市场上推出这种100%环保的产品，价格又偏高，未必是有办法取得订单、取得市场。
所以自行车产业其实在2022年的12月份成立了一个中华永续自行车联盟的一个起头羊。
目前在今年的部分就是等待那个外机的集合时间这样子。那因为你要做永续，也符合永续联盟的要求，就是说你都一步一步要做到位，因为 每年都要减3% 到5% 嘛。那如何做到这件事情，董事要自己做一个体检嘛。
不再是用一家企业的方向去打这个环境战。到了今年的元月份，已经扩增到了78位成员，大家都期待能够为地球跟这个产业，甚至到我们的环境部分来做出一些贡献。
And when it comes to electric bicycles, some see an opportunity to push the boundary even further.
在比如说类似特斯拉这样的公司出来之前，其实大家还是以硬体为主。但是特斯拉带来的一个变革是，它把整个产业重新用软体来定义。那再透过你后台的软体的大数据管理，其实你可以更进一步的去实现 ESG 的目标。
The global focus on sustainability and eco-friendly trends are pushing Taiwan's bicycle kingdom to build higher value-added products with ever more streamlined designs that employ new materials and new ways of production.
但是这个都是在这个领域而已。那有了电以后，才能够让自行车产业再迈向另外一个高峰。那台湾很强的是资通讯业者。所以，台湾自行车发展，它面临的困难是要由传统自行车产业要怎么去跨到资通讯业者，唯一的办法就只有这2个整合一起来发展。
我觉得 e-bike 它带来的一个机会跟挑战是 ，e-bike 的产业呢，其实变成一个乘法效应，就是你除了零组件组起来以外呢，你里面有很多的感测器，还有很多的电子零组件，所以呢，在这个情况之下，传统的脚踏车它必须还加上现在电子产业的一些专业的知识，它才能够成就一台好用、好骑、好管理的电动自行车。我们主要的核心技术是物联网的技术，我们是运用电子微离智慧装去做到大规模的车队管理。因为我们每台车上面都有一个大脑，就是我们的车很像是跟特斯拉一样，把一台手机放在4个轮子上面，我们是把一台手机放在2个轮子上面。那我们可以透过监控这台车的行为数据，包括电池的健康状态，包括它碳排放的里程的状态，以及这台车它现在所在的位置。当这台车它进入了智慧装的电子微离的区域之后呢，这台车上的大脑它可以跟地上的蓝牙感测器发生联系。那一旦它接上线之后呢，我们同步会去检查云端的 GPS 以及手机的讯号，去交叉比对这台车现在所在的位置。那它的精确度可以到10公分以内。
透过电子微离，它最大的好处就是说，现场你看得到的所有车子，它都是弹性可以立刻被租借的。我们只要把民众在还车的过程当中把车子摆放整齐，我们也不需要花费大量的人力在做所谓的上装下装的动作。
开锁成功，列车成功。
There are others within the bicycle community who want to encourage the average commuter to choose a more sustainable means of transport.
这台车从外观上面第一时间你基本上看不出来它是一台 e-bike。我们把电池隐藏在这个管子里面。那我们在马达的部分上面的话，我们采用后轮毂的马达。那其实这台车最大的核心是在你骑的时候的那种骑乘的感受，它有点像是有人从背后这样轻轻的推你一样，把你往前推进。我们可以更强调跟落实人本交通。那我们在城市的规划上面，交通设计以人为本的这样子一个交通设计，在于可持续性跟永续性的城市上面，能够有更好的发展。
这个它当然是比起传统的无动力支持的还要轻松，非常非常多啊。那台湾是一个非常非常多山的地形，它是这样挤起来的嘛，所以很容易你可以从台北101 1个小时，你就会到这种地方。我自己家，第一，我们店里面 大概有25公里的距离，所以如果有它，我就会觉得通勤距离不是近很多吗？
E-bike 它一定会随着时间科技会越来越进步，它一定会是更加成熟的产品。需要改进的地方当然会有，我觉得能够让更多的人来一起去参与骑电动辅助自行车这件事情是好事，那也可以促进整个产业更加的投入，然后我们可以让科技能够有所突破。其实当时我会想要做这台自行车的时候，也是因为我在市场上一直找不到满足我需求的一个电动辅助自行车。那第二个层面，我觉得再来是好奇心吧，就是跨领域的学习这件事情对我来说是非常重要。我可以从很多不同的领域当中去获取灵感跟创意。
E-bikes are now a growing vanguard for Taiwan's bicycle kingdom. In the first quarter of 2023, exports totaled over $1.5 billion of which over 800,000 units were sold to the US. That is, however, just a drop in the tsunami that is coming. After all, the global e-bike market is expected to hit over $6 billion by the year 2032. Taiwanese makers are collaborating with the government to catch this wave.
那除了有电的、有 IoT 模组、有联网机制的应用，那事实上也让客户更愿意使用这个自行车，也让客户骑行自行车的乐趣更多样化。第二个例子，我们现在的自行车的变速都是手动的，要么就是拨杆，要么就是 U-bike 那种转动式的。现在台湾好几家厂商在研发自动变速，就跟汽车手排跟自排一样啊。那目前的样品都已经打样出来。
From the pedal, drive chain to the saddle and even the frame, Taiwan's bicycle kingdom is a complete ecosystem of producers who work together as a team to build some of the world's best-loved two-wheelers. It is also an example of how an industry can compete, yet play together to take on the challenges of our changing times.
没有台湾的生产的制造，其实很多脚踏车是无法诞生，空有设计其实没办法诞生出来的。
之所以台湾在整个自行车的供应链会这么强，其实绝对不是靠单一的工厂就能够支撑起来，它是非常非常多小家的工厂专精在他们各自的领域，我们才有办法达到。
不能够就靠我们公司一家，而是大家有共识，能够透明、开放的去分享我们做的改善，让其他的厂商或者是同业能够学习，他们好，我们好。那我们都好的话，我相信消费者也好，地球也好。